Hey everyone, good old here. So this video is quite important, I feel, to get out of the way in terms of educational and helpful videos, because it's probably one of the tools I used every single day actually. So it's going to be showcasing my macros that I use to do my dailies, because as you know, if you look at the daily rewards, there's quite a bit. So if you are like me, you have a job and you're working quite late sometimes, you might miss your dailies when life gets too busy. Which means missing out on, the pilot codes, the SSR exchange frags, the 10 gems per day, as well as all the farmed pilot mats and remodel mats. So I want to show you BlueStack. Of course, this is also doable on LD Player and other emulators, how to use a macro. So I don't think you can see when I open the macro manager, but there is a macro manager that you can open, and oftentimes they let you record a macro, and basically it's mimicking and playing back your clicks and your mouse movement, so that it does the same thing over and over again. So by using that, we can actually use the emulator to do macros. So I haven't activated the macro yet, but I'll show you where my clicks happen on my macro. But basically, I have the game screen loaded to where the second anniversary kind of challenge thingy is. Sorry, I'm blanking, just had a 16-hour shift. But I have it set at this stage, and essentially I'm able to start my macro now. So I'm going to play it, and you should be able to see that here it says, so it's short form for Super Robot Wars Sentai Daily. So with Sentai event going on, the macro locations are a bit different, and I'm going to move my mouse away. So basically it's the system clicking, and you can see that it clicked to open the second anniversary game world mode, and then went to select this mission. Of course, as with macros, you want to leave a bit of time because of how this took so long to load. I intentionally left, I think, 10 seconds for this to load, and by using the new skip ticket system, macros are easier, more like it's just super easy right now. It used to take me to about I think 40 to 45 minutes per macro if I want to do all my dailies. But now with skip tickets, it's 5 to 7 minutes. So I skipped the second anniversary event game mode, and I tap away to close that dialogue, and I click here to move to the event. And of course here, if the event had Super 2 unlocked, you must make sure that you've cleared 3-star to the highest level, or else if you were using this macro, for example, and you click the most top difficulty for the event, and it's not 3-starred in, let's say, Super 4, it's not going to use the skip ticket for you at all. Yeah. So here I do a lot more clicks at the top, because sometimes when you clear an event like I just did, you reach a certain score point and there are rewards associated with that. So I'm just clicking away kind of the interface pop-ups when it offers that reward. And so it's going to click away some more, and it's going to exit out of this page and move on to the next thing. So again, these are all recorded movements and clicks of your mouse. So it's just replicating what you did, and you only have to record it once until something drastically changes, and until then you come home from work, or if you're able to remote your laptop, just run this macro at any time of the day, and it'll do everything for you without spending much time. And it was a lifesaver for me, because it's honestly repeated work that has no meaning. I don't want to sit in front of the computer, and this is with skip tickets now, so it's probably 5 or 8 minutes, but before I didn't want to sit in front of the computer 20 minutes, 40 minutes just to get 10 gems. My time is better spent elsewhere. So with macro, it's able to basically go through everything, make sure you're not missing any of the daily stuff, which is awesome, because if you're too busy, sometimes you can't claim the rewards, and it does add up. Right now I don't have any remodel problems, I don't have any pilot map problems, so I think this is quite important. And to note that, like I mentioned previously, there are changes sometimes when you have the weekend where it's not the dual remodel stages, and it's the gold stage or the money stage, where you have to record almost a separate macro just because things are located in a different place. So just make sure that if things change, you keep an eye on it and you have something different. So for me, I have a weekend macro that's different from my weekday macro. But again, only have to record it once, and that's done. So you can see here it's still going, and once you've got everything set, you actually don't need to watch this. So a lot of people ask, how do you manage? I used to manage 2 accounts and now 3 accounts. It's pretty much just macro. I don't have to do anything. I come home, I open up the game, I click one button, let the macro play, I load up to the 2nd anniversary world stage, and that's it. I claim the macro, and the macro it also claims the reward for you in your inbox, in your check-ins, in your achievements, so you don't have to worry about that. So that is how I'm able to keep up with so many accounts, because it simply just takes me 1 button a day to make sure I'm getting everything. Of course, when there are multiple events, I do have to do a bit of manual stuff, but yeah, pretty much everything else is macro. IB, I've autoed a bit, and I also macro farmed that, and I'll show you guys in the next video. Conquest, I macro most of the time, unless on the weekends or when I'm free on the weekdays, then I do some manual play, but most of it is just macro auto area 9 to avoid BPs from overflowing. And you saw there, after I cleared all the stages, I went to do a world stage. I'm borrowing 1 friend unit, and the rest is just collecting everything from the achievement tabs, and it's just super easy. So after that's collected, it's going to exit out of that, and if there's something left over, I'll be able to see the numbers, and of course I can always come back and collect it myself, like that 100 gem for 750 day login. But yeah, after I collect everything in the mailbox, that is the end of the macro. So 7 minutes for the macro for the dailies, where I just press a single button and it does it for me across all 3 accounts. I think I would be stupid not to use this unless you've got your gems on iOS and you can't macro there. If you're on Android, definitely I would play it on emulator. So hopefully this was helpful, and do let me know if you have any questions, and let me know if this was able to save you time, because I certainly couldn't be bothered to do repetitive work across 3 accounts without using any macros for the dailies.